Hello, Running Lab. Welcome to week 2 of strength training. I was super happy to see a lot of you doing the workout from last week. Please take a couple of those items that you learned last week and perform them before your run, and I swear it'll make the world of difference before you head out the door for your run. Every little bit counts. Today, we are going to get into more of our actual strength training. Please choose a weight that is appropriate for the level that you are. So if you are totally new to running, totally new to strength training, maybe try today's workout with body weight. If you are accelerating, running, and weightlifting after a long pause, please choose a weight that is appropriate for about 10 to 12 reps being a challenge for you today. If you have been regularly strength training and you're using this just to vary up your regular program, and you want to choose a heavier weight early on in the training season, then please choose a weight that is appropriate for a challenge at 6 to 8 reps. After that 6 to 8 reps, you should feel like you actually need that break to go into your next 6 to 8 reps if you're trying to build your muscle groups. So that's very complicated to explain to a group this large. If you have any more questions about the weight that's appropriate for you, feel free to reach out to me. Some of you might be doing this before or after your cardio. The important thing, if you are doing them both back to back, is get a little bit of refueling in between. Hydration, electrolytes work well, getting a protein snack in, or refueling your carbs, it will help to make your strength training session more effective. If you are splitting it up during your day, doing your run in the morning, strength in the evening, then that is really good because then you can probably choose some heavier weights in the afternoon session than if you were going right after your run. If you are running after strength training, then just give yourself a little bit of grace following that strength training session. Okay, so what we're going to do is start with a warm-up. So we don't want to go into weightlifting totally cold. So we're going to do some walkouts here, mainly stretching your lower back and the back of your hamstrings. Try to do this with a straight knee if you can. Only walk up as far as you can before you have to bend your knees. So we'll do about 5 of these as a warm up. Okay, good. And then we're going to go into world's greatest stretch. I'm going to show a couple angles on this as we do this. First, we're going to have our right leg forward, left leg back, both hands on the inside of your foot. And you're rotating to the right, reaching up, following your hand with your eyes, and rotating to the left. There's a reason this is called the world's greatest stretch, because I am getting a stretch on my groin and my hamstring muscles on my right side. On my left side, I'm getting a nice hip flexor stretch. You can feel those posterior muscles that help rotate and stabilize our hip, getting a workout as you rotate as well. Okay, for the next foot, put your left leg forward. I'm just going to show the side view of this. So you can reach that left leg back even further with the knee down if you want to feel more of a hip flexor stretch there. Again, your hands are on the inside of your front stepped foot. You're also opening up those postural muscles like we talked about last week, getting a nice thoracic spine stretch, shoulder blade retraction, which is important for our runs as well. Okay, good. So it's about 5 on each side with that. Now we're going to go into a little bit deeper into that hamstring stretch. So we're going to go sit back. You're getting a quad stretch on this side and a calf and hamstring stretch on this side. Bring your toes back. And then we're going to go forward into a lunge to loosen up our ankle joint since we will be doing a lot of squatting today. Also on the back foot, you see that I have my toes bent up. That's to get a nice plantar flexion stretch as well. So I hope you learned today with this dynamic warm-up that it doesn't take long to warm up. So I might as well just get it done. Most of these are doing multiple joints and muscles all at once, so you got more bang for your buck. Ooh, my right side is angry today. That is for sure. So that helps give you some input before you head out the door. Hey, my hamstring's angry out of everything I did today. Maybe I should do a myofascial release on that with a ball or some pinpoint foam rolling and releasing. That is extra important and can really save you during your run. All right, good. So that was our dynamic warm up. We're gonna go into squatting. We're gonna be doing a lot of variety of squatting. Squatting is a way that in the clinic, I actually use that as an evaluation tool to tell me a lot about how that runner's body is moving. So we talked a little bit about the variety of that last week, and we can talk some more as we work out today. So I'll be chatting away, not paying attention to my repetitions probably, but I'll probably chat enough to give you the time to perform 3 sets of each of these exercises. So our first exercise, we're gonna hold the weights close to your body if you can. It's okay to have them by your side if you have a upper extremity reason why you can't hold the weights this way, but we're gonna do a front squat. So the front squat allows your body to be a little bit more upright with the squat. So your trunk doesn't have to fully fold forward. This is like a counterweight so that your squat can go deeper into your hips without your front of your body folding forward. And this just allows us to use our glutes a little bit more, and it helps our balance while we are squatting. If you don't have dumbbells, feel free to grab a kettlebell if that's what you have. If you have a long bar, that's okay to use that as well. If you have nothing, grab a couple jugs of water. I know some of my athletes have done that before while they're traveling, and that was inspiring to see. All right, we're gonna take a break there. So here's the front view of our front squat. I'm still holding those weights in front of my body. Weight focus is kind of on the back of my heels on my foot. And I'm going down as deeply as I can, as comfortably as I can. I just ran a little bit of the blue loop in the snow, and so a little sore. Choosing a lighter weight today than I normally would. So take a break to grab a drink of water. All right, last set. Got a nice clicky knee going on there. If you have something that's uncomfortable, try different angles, like a little bit of a foot turnout if you need to, or maybe a little bit wider. Just play around with it, or maybe pause, do some more dynamic warm-ups. Try a couple more reps is normally what I do, and that clicky knee normally feels a lot better after just working it out a couple reps. Okay, this one I'm choosing a little bit heavier of a weight because I'm just using a single weight with this. It's gonna be a sumo goblet squat. So sumo squat, your legs are gonna be turned out like that, and then you're holding your weight like a goblet. So it's close to your body again, nice and wide. This one I'm going deeper into those groin muscles. I always like this one because it feels like a really good stretch on my hips. Good. Okay, take a break. It's hard to do these while you're talking. That's for sure. But good training for our group runs, right? It's harder to run a little bit while we're talking. It's an extra cardio component, I guess. All right, second set. Good. I don't know about you, but I could definitely get deeper in that second set. So this is something that I try to preach to runners. A lot of them think, oh, I just have to stretch and that's how I'll stay injury free. But this is the type of stretching your body likes. It is good to stretch later, but we also need to load those muscles. They want to be used if they feel tight sometimes. So if they feel tight, a lot of the times in our evaluation, we find that that muscle is also weak. So as we strengthen it, you don't feel like you need to foam roll that muscle all the time or stretch that muscle as much. So using a heavier weight to stretch our muscle or to add load onto that muscle actually helps it relax more. You might be sore tomorrow, but in the long run, it's going to help that muscle not feel as tight so you don't feel like you need to roll it all the time. We want to place load on our body because the laws of physics teach us that we need to place a load on an object to make it stronger. So that's the case with our bones. And I think we would all like to ensure that we have strong bones to support our running goals. For this next one, you're going back to 2 weights. I'm going to hold them right up at my shoulder joint if that's what's comfortable for you. You could also do this at your side. I just find it's a little more natural for me to hold them up here. This one is called a Cossack squat. It's more of a single leg squat on one side and an adductor stretch on the other side. Your toes are going to be up towards the ceiling. Oh, guys, I'm sore from my running. And I did a workout last night. This is a very bad interpretation of a Cossack squat. So if that helps you gain some confidence with strength training, look at me, I'm the expert, and today's just not the day for these. Okay, so foot's up towards the ceiling, and let's rep out 6. Hopefully, you see as I do these, I get a little more range. If you develop your Cossack squat with a little more strength and depth in the bending limb, some people actually get down to the floor. My husband is playing with the kids right now. Should definitely have called him in for these. Okay. All right. I'm going to make the decision for the next ones. Just show you a different range to drop my weights for those. Did a little bit too much quad work last night in my strength routine. So yeah, that wasn't happening. All right, let's go into our other side again. We're going to sit down. Yeah, there we go. See? Little modifications are good when your body needs. I'm going to use this one more for stretch and mobility today. Be kind to your body. Okay. So if I were just doing this on my own time, my own agenda, I'd probably warm up with some more body weight versions and then go into the heavy weight reps just for how I'm personally feeling today. Dog there snoozing. It's not motivating, let me tell you. I want to cuddle up to him right now. Okay, another set. Okay, let's see. Can I get all the way down? Let's test that out. Nope. Okay. All right, done with our Cossack squats. Yes! Don't like those. Okay. This next one I really do like, so that's a good thing. You're gonna grab a weight, a single weight for you. This one is very good to go heavy on if you are experienced. This one does involve balance, so some of you may need to start off with no weight until you get the balance component down, but I'll be showing some different modifications for that as well. I'm gonna grab a little bit easier of a weight for this one since I'm talking to you. But we're gonna go same hand, same leg. You're going to tip forward, lengthen out those hamstrings while you reach to the floor. So we're runners, so we need to get a lot of single leg work in. Why do you have your hand on your back, Lauren? Well, I have my hand on my back because I am making sure that my pelvis stays level, because there are a lot of cheats with this one. There's always cheats. Okay, so a cheat that I see with a lot of people is turning out the hip. So we want to keep that going straight if we can. If you need to grab a stick to balance or foam roller to balance, or use the wall for a little balance, then that's okay. So for this one, I'm just going to go back and forth, since our rest break for the other side is when you're doing one side. So again, just keep thinking about your body being just like a book and folding at the waist. Some people get into trouble by having the weight too far away from their body and their spine curling. So you want to brush that weight right alongside your thigh and shin, aiming towards your toes. Why is this a good exercise besides single leg balance? Well, a lot of us complain of tight hamstrings and tight calf muscles. This is eccentrically loading those muscles because the knee is relatively straight back behind us. So we are lengthening those muscles that cross the knee joint as we strengthen them. So to get the most effect from eccentric work, or that slow lowering, you have to go slowly. This actually builds up our tendons and bulks up that muscle even more than just doing that. So our hamstring muscle curls, our calf muscle raises us up and down. So this is lengthening those muscles rather than shortening them. And for me, where I always feel like my hamstrings are tight, they're actually not. I'm going to do this before I even think to start stretching them. So for those of you that have sitting jobs, that is a great one for you to do. I would probably warm up with those inchworms that we did at the beginning, warm up with just some balance taps before, and then add in the weight. Perfect routine for you to do after sitting at work. We're going to switch gears here to a little bit of upper body and core. So you're going to grab your 2 weights. I'll first demo the first rep without weights. So you're going to be into the plank position, modified if needed. If you need to go on your knees, we're going to do a row motion. It's okay to add a little bit of twist throughout the shoulder blade areas. If you need to be on your fist instead, if that's more comfortable for your wrist, then you can do that. Okay, so that would be with no weights. Here's Parker stealing the show, as always. Hey, buddy. Workout partner here. For 15 years, yes. All right, so we're going to, Parker loves when I plank because he likes to go underneath me. Let's see if that happens. Yep, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna go out into that plank position and then row with our weights back and forth. I'm trying not to shimmy too much throughout my pelvis and just kind of focus on the upper body with these to protect your shoulder more and your wrist. Try to have that weight landing underneath your shoulder joint instead of too far out in front of you. Right now I'm avoiding dog paws, but you know, you gotta modify. Okay, good. Okay, take a water break or a break to pet your animals. Yeah. Parker knows my running clothes. So if I have them on, he's nearby giving me the stare down. Fortunately, he's in his older years, and I don't always take him anymore. And he gets bummed out. Good. Okay. All right, so that is a renegade row, if you want to know the official name of that one. For our next exercise, we're going to have those 2 dumbbells again. You're doing a bent over fly. We're working our posterior muscles of our shoulder joint. This is not my ideal weight right now because I'm very stiff. My 10-pounders are in our garage. So lucky me, get to wake up and go, oh, what did I do yesterday? Try to grab some 8-pounders to show you a little more range with that. Okay, so bent over at the waist again, and we're gonna fly back, really trying to control the motion. So if we're just flopping back and forth with momentum, then we're not teaching our muscles control and how to stabilize. So try to really get those shoulder blades pinching back. Good cue could be like you're trying to pinch a pencil in between your shoulder blades. A lot of people say, oh, I feel grinding back there. That's mostly your shoulder blades going over some knots in your muscles. As long as you don't feel pain, like a sharp pain in your shoulder with those, then you are okay if you hear some grinding in there. A good stretch to do following is this cross arm stretch. If you do get a lot of tight knots back behind your shoulder. So you want to actually hold your stretches 3 times 30 seconds when you're done with the exercises. But in between, I do just a more dynamic stretch like that. Or some nice arm circles if my shoulders are feeling really stiff. Okay, last set, last exercise. Okay, we're gonna stay bent over. You don't want your head hanging down, so I'm bringing my head back in line with the rest of my spine and doing my plies. Okay, good. Posterior muscle chain of our shoulders help drive our lower body muscles when we are running. So do not forget those. Helps our breathing if our posture is more up while we're running. So we will be talking a lot about our shoulder muscles to make our running stronger. All right, so thanks for joining me and Parker in our first session of strength training. Hope to see you guys next week.